So hopefully in this video, I can help you understand basic kick rumble, or at least this particular way of doing it. I am going to be that guy, and I am going to say that you can do kick rumble pretty much however you want, and it doesn't even have to come from the kick drum itself. That's what we're doing here. We're going to use this kick drum, and we're going to create its very own rumble from it. So I have the dry signal, and I'm actually splitting it 3 different ways. The kick, the audio from this kick drum, is also going into this channel, which is all reverb, which is a good start. And here in the back, the kick drum is being sent into a compressor that's not going anywhere. So there's no output coming from this compressor. But I want to use still the reactive component of this compressor that you see here. It's basically a fader that exists on a metaphysical level. And the fader drops in volume the louder the audio gets from whatever the input is. That's the simplest way to put it. But the reactive component of this compressor is also being sent to what you see down here. And that is actually helping the reverb, that's helping all of that reverb to actually stay quiet for just long enough so that the kick drum can be very clear to the listener, and also it helps create a sense of bigness, and it helps to create some rhythm too. Now, to enhance the kick rumble just a little bit, and this is part of what makes it so intricate, is everything is set up so that this can react to basically the volume of the kick drum itself. And yes, I could just use a volume pumping device, and actually I do that a lot. So doing it this way, where the reactivity is coming instead from a compressor, but in its own way, this is actually also really nice because everything is reactive to every single key press, no matter how imperfect. So that's actually kind of nice. I don't have to try so hard to match things up then. The rumble aspect of this whole setup, the actual reverb, it's being enhanced by some distortion. So there's a lot more kind of audio splitting and reconverging happening here. I'm taking the output of the actual reverb, and this is just a free reverb, but I'm taking the output from this and I'm splitting it into its original dry signal. So this one is staying dry. And then these ones are going into some distortion and EQ each. And then they're reconverging in their own channels on this really tiny mixing board. This acts as kind of a mixing board. And I've panned them left and right. And then the sidechain from this compressor, it's not just reacting to the volume of the kick drum. Okay, so I actually have not changed the signal flow, but you can see what's happening here. The reactive component from this compressor, which I kind of just brought from up here, is the same thing that's triggering this. So you can call it sidechain, you can call it volume pumping. So that way, on this particular channel, I can do pretty much whatever I want, and it's not going to interfere with the kick drum. So I've kind of already set everything up. I've got macro controls up here. And of course, if I want to do more than I can, But the reason this is kind of a powerful way to do that is something that I want to show you here. I have pretty much the same setup, by the way. So I'm not even, the kick drum is not being used to make the rumble. Instead, I'm using a completely different sound. So this is the sound I'm using. I have, of course, done a lot of kind of signal processing here. In this case, I'm using a lot of, unison to get a really nice big kind of chorus-like sound out of it. And I've got some more EQ happening here. But this is a really good way of doing it because then I can basically just I can go through and I can demo all of these sounds and I can just find ones that I really like. There's just a lot of potential here. You're really leaving it open to be able to mess with different effects. I really just have some unison, and then I have a high pass filter on this is pretty much all I have. And there is a lot more signal splitting. I love signal splitting. I love being able to divide the signal and then reconverge it with all this additional treatment on it. But yeah, that is a really short exploration of kick rumble. I hope it made sense. And, if I find more stuff that's really fun, I will be sure to try and make a video about it. So thanks for watching and take care.